Hey everyone! Welcome to the second installment of this Human Needs series, an essay on IPs. In the previous installment, I covered EJs, so I decided it would make sense to cover the opposite end of the decider spectrum in the second video. Today, I will be talking about Shin, a character from the Thai TV show 3 Will Be Free. Once again, before we start, this essay will contain spoilers, so if you want to watch the series and don't enjoy spoilers, please stop watching the video now. As the name indicates, 3 Will Be Free is about how two groups of 3 people all seek freedom in some sort of way. The main trio of the show, comprised of Shin, Neo, and Mew, seeks to be free from Tana, Shin's dad, who was chasing after Neo after he had an affair with Tana's wife. And the other group of anti-heroes also seeks to break free from their current circumstances. For the purpose of this video, I will be focusing on Shin's character arc. We first see Shin at his home talking to his dad as he is about to leave to meet with his friends. From this scene, we can see that his relationship with his controlling father is not the best. His father scolds him for not calling his stepmom mom. At this point, we still don't know what his secrets are. From some of the scenes that follow his introduction, we can gather that he is a shy, fairly sheltered, and naive son of a rich and influential man. We can also see that although he doesn't always instantly align with what his friends want, he ends up giving in to their requests at times, for fear of revealing some of his secrets and getting judged or shunned by his friends. This is a common fear among IPs, the fear of being judged or shunned by the tribe. They build their identity up without sharing with the tribe or without getting any feedback from the tribe. In true IP fashion, Shin, who appears to be lead FI, isn't quick to display elements of his identity. When he witnesses Mew, a nightclub hostess, killing a gunman who is chasing after Neo, his aforementioned sheltered life is forever disrupted, and he embarks on a hero's journey along with these two people whose lives were now intertwined with his. Up until episode 5, we only see glimpses of Shin's personality. He is fairly timid and doesn't share a lot of information about himself. We know that he is in love with Neo by the way he glances at him and how he chooses to follow along with Neo and Mew even though they are being targeted by his father. However, in episode 5, we are provided with some more insight into this character. We are taken back to the first moment in which Shin met Neo. At that point, Neo was a nude model at an art class Shin was attending. This episode has a completely different vibe from the rest of the show. While most of the show has a gritty and darker undertone, this episode captures the essence of Shin's personality. It has a dreamy and soft feel to it. At his core, Shin is a hopeless romantic, an idealist, and a creative person. He wants to become an artist and is able to pursue that career due to his wealthy background. And although he knows what he is and what he wants, he feels incomplete and always seeks love from someone else. Moreover, at this point of the story, he is blind to all the struggles of the tribe, as well as the truth about the world. This empty feeling Shin feels is actually common to a lot of IPs, particularly those with FI at the top. To understand this, we have to take a few things into consideration. IPs tend to have a perfect existence inside their little bubble, more so if they have consume and sleep as their saviors, which Shin appears to have. This can be noted when Neo tells Shin in episode 5, "Don't get stuck in your own head. Most importantly, don't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders." Savior FIs end up focusing so much on their own life mission and on their emotions that they disregard the desires and needs of the tribe. As a result, they end up isolating themselves from the tribe and feel alone. An example of this was the scene where he confesses to his high school friend that he likes him and tries to kiss his friend without waiting to hear his friend's response. He then later encounters the same friend dating someone else and tells his friend that he should have told him clearly how he felt because he could handle it, as he was used to rejection. We see that he is still putting his feelings ahead of his friends, and we see an example of the loneliness he feels as a result. Deep down, Shin isn't a fully realized person. He doesn't feel fulfilled. He is so focused on his goals and his desires that he disregards what his father wants, his friends' feelings, and is oblivious to what is going on around him. Throughout the show, he is confronted with the shortcomings of his naivety and with the ugly truth of reality. Halfway through the show, we see Shin watching as Neo, his first love, appears to be falling in love with Mew. Instead of talking to Neo about it, he just decides to abandon his two friends and feels like they have betrayed him, when in reality, he hadn't made his feelings clear to Neo or Mew and was simply expecting them to understand it. This is another common thing for IPs. IPs don't feel responsible for sharing their DI with the tribe, and they are mostly blind to the DE spectrum of reasons or feelings. Shin's idealism and naivety are slowly stripped away as he learns about his father's misdeeds, experiences the disappointment of first love, and is confronted with the darker side of society. However, instead of doubling down on his saviors, he grows as a character, and his relationship with Neo and Mew flourishes. He starts to feel a sense of belonging to this tribe and finds peace in being his own person. He also ends up standing up against his father to protect his two friends, even willing to take a bullet for his friends if it all came to that. He had to sacrifice his dream of pursuing an artistic career, and he didn't get the love he wanted, but instead, he found a sense of belonging with his friends and became an emotionally mature person who could stand up for himself and his friends. As an IP, that is something that was hard to accept when processing my type. The hardest lesson I had to learn was that sometimes I will have to sacrifice what my FI wants to make things work for the tribe and to tend to the tribe's needs. So watching Shin's journey forced me to confront my own shortcomings as an IP. For that reason, this video also took me a bit longer to make, as I had to take time to process what it means to be an IP, and what an IP must do in order to grow as a person. Hope you enjoyed the second installment of this series on human needs, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.